Okay, let's get going. How is everybody? And welcome. We are about to start the rounds. The first moves are just coming in for the Alma Mater Studorium. Excuse my pronunciation of the Latin there. Chess tournament. This is universities battling it out against one another. We have a whole roster of universities across Europe, including shout outs to Cambridge, Trinity College Dublin, Oxford, Yale. Like there's a whole bunch. I will put the link in the chat so you can explore. Hey, Extra Cheese Projects, welcome in. We are going to go straight across to some of the games. They have like an incredible playing venue. So let's just have a quick gander at that. And also, can you all hear me? I didn't check my audio, so I'm assuming we're all good. I'm going to make sure I'm following Collegiate Chess League's chat as well. Shout out to Collegiate Chess League. We are live on their channel, so please check them out. Or actually, more aptly, if you are on Collegiate Chess League, come check me out, you know. Do me a solid. We have many boards, so we'll be flicking through around games. I will have to be searching as we go on who, what, where, because the teams are not listed next to the players. So we will be looking at some of the top boards. As we can see, we've got a move come through on a top board here, and in chat right now, here is the link to because I can't talk when I type because, you know, my brain doesn't work that way. I will be silent while I do this. Okay, great. I have a link in chat on my channel that is pinned. So if you do want to check out the teams and there's a board or players that you want to look at, please let me know. The venue is Fly. What time of day is it there? So it is currently 9 a.m. here. I believe they are playing either in Italy. If not, they're in the UK. So it's either 9 or 10 a.m. Good morning, Ali. Thrilled with what's going to happen here. I hope you are all thrilled. If I missed anyone's chat before, apologies. I should be able to keep more on top. And yeah, please direct me to any boards that you wanna look at, or universities that are part of the squad. So I'll give you some background in terms of the board that we're looking at right this second. This, I believe, is it's not our highest rated board. So on board 1, we have Tommaso, who is part of the Alma Mater University or University de Bologna, versus Capel, Josh Capel. I'm gonna shorten some of these names, so I apologize. And this is University de Gil. Oh my god, my pronunciation is gonna be terrible. I'm gonna be so uncultured, guys. It's gonna hurt, but it'll be fine. It will be fine. Chess is not a morning game. I disagree. My best results come morning game. So let's have a quick look at this game while we're here. So board 1, we get e4, g6, d4, bishop b7, and a6. This is a modern defense, so you're trying to control the center with the bishops as opposed to the pawns. A6 is an interesting move. I'm assuming it just is preventative of some bishop b5 or knight b5 in the future. Yeah, there's all sorts we can do. Normal developing moves so far, and also, we instantly see one of the benefits of a6 is that we're trying to grab some space with b5 quite quickly as well. So that's interesting. I don't know too much about the modern defense. So, yeah, both players playing relatively quickly. They obviously know their openings, and we'll see if they start thinking a bit more. I'm intrigued at whether these are grouped up in terms of the universities. So we also, that is the same team. Nicolo is not the same team. Okay, so I'm not 1,000,000% sure how these teams are. Oh no, I'm assuming. Okay, I think all of the boards in a row are the teams, and then we got Dr. Christian Steele. Or Seal. Who's part of Mash. Is anyone in German in the chat by any chance? I'm gonna be. We've got a couple of master games as well. So the top board is a master game. This Modern Defense, and we see knight d7. We'll have a flick through and see if there's any openings that I know or anything that looks particularly interesting. Okay, so this we get knight d2 in the caro. So kind of a caro exchange, which is interesting. This structure is probably fairly solid for black, but it'd be interesting to see how white breaks this down in the future. Okay, let's have a look. We got IM versus IM here, and we get a caro exchange caro. This is something I've been debating playing myself. I think it has a reputation maybe a little bit like the French exchange for killing the game, but at the same time, I think there's actually a lot of opportunity and chance. I don't think it's that clear cut. Same with the French exchange. People tend to hate on it and go like, why would you play the exchange as white? It just gives black equality, and I kind of get that, but I think there are kind of chances with both sides. You keep a lot of pieces on the board. Yes, you can trade them all down on the e-file, but maybe I agree on the white side. Why would you play that? Because as black, I see it as if I can get some fighting chances at my level anyway. It's because my opponents are half asleep, Mr. Morning Person. I'm a morning person, but I'm not. But my brain definitely likes the mornings. Okay, so far so chill in this game. I kind of want to see is there anyone from Cambridge hanging around. My sister went to Cambridge, so I'd kind of want to just check out, see if there's any. All right, this is a Cambridge game. Also, one of the Jersey squad that I'm playing with, he has just gotten into Cambridge, I believe, or maybe Oxford, one of the two. So I'll be like, these are his potential teammates in the future. Cambridge, yeah. Cambridge, but it's Cambridge. Okay, so we see Queen's Gambit declined here, or accepted. Does it change? Because I haven't taken it, but does it change to Queen's Gambit accepted, or does taking late mean that it's still declined and it's like a Vienna? I think it's the Vienna variation. Cool. Do you take c4 as Queen Gambit is accepted? But in this move order, does it still count as Queen's Gambit accepted? That's what I'm wondering. Extra cheese. That is what I am wondering. Hey, it's Damola. How are you? How was Maya? Maya was incredible. I literally am still riding the high off of the Maya Open. You can help with German pronunciation, but it's always problematic in chat. Yeah, I recommend the International Phonetic Alphabet. Yeah, that would be good to know. But look at this playing hall, guys. Like, how nuts is this venue? I'm also going to check because they're meant to have a feed of... here we go. We do have a feed of board 1. Okay, that is now live. So now the question is, I'm assuming this is of the board 1 game. So we might have to play some catch up here. And if I do this, there we go. Okay, so I've switched out. I think we will now see board 1. If I am not completely losing my mind. And we might have to play some catch up because I love just being able to see players' reactions. So we are looking at, what's that position looking like? It looks, there's 3 pawns in the center, so let's have a look. Or are there 3 pawns in the center? Or there's 4? Wow, this is kind of crazy. Yeah, I know, right? This playing hall is so much better than Samarkand. No, okay, I can ban people now. Ali, I'm sorry. I'm trying. But there is spam ban going on. I'm getting on it. Before all right. So this to me is crazy. Like, look at all the space that is gained in this position. So, okay. So the benefit for white, I suppose, with black playing the bottom defense is that the central control is not done by pawns, which is kind of a big thing. White has decided to prevent maybe future expansion in the future, and being able to kick this knight. We want to be able to retain this knight here, and then more central control by black with another bishop move. So all of these central squares are being controlled, but by pieces instead of pawns, which is essentially what the premise of the modern defense is. We see Queen D2. This is a flexible move. It allows something like Bishop H6. I did add the term to auto mod. I just probably did it wrong. Maybe we should hop on a call, Ali, and then you can just show me or talk me through, because I obviously didn't do it well. And I did literally put, but I put it as an account ban. We'll see. I've obviously put it in there. Yeah. Yeah, so Queen D2 supposedly is a dubious line, or this line in general. A3 has been played. In terms of the win rate for black in these games, it's quite big. So it's a 60% win rate for black from this current position, and after A3 it's like 72. So this is a fighting choice from white. Obviously the eval is slightly better. So, you know, it's not necessarily bad, but it obviously is something that seems quite tricky for white to be able to play. Black continues with plans of development. The question is like, is anyone going to castle? Is black going to castle at all? Because we've launched the queen side already, and actually white is launching the king side. Like, there is so much space taken up by white at the moment in black's territory, which is kind of big. And we'll switch over to a bigger board so we can start kind of maybe breaking some of that down. So this is a super, super interesting position. Like, space is one of the hardest things for me. Matt should deputize someone. I should extra cheese. You know what? If anyone wants to be deputized right now, now is the time. I will recruit as of right now. Also, this is an early stream for me, guys. My brain is not. All right. is Ali being deputized? Is that what's happening legit now? I'm gonna officially have Ali on board. So space is like a really hard thing for players of my level and lower. I think it's hard to quantify the importance of space. And in basic terms, if you are the side that has less space, so my pieces don't have like nice squares to move to, there's some maybe problems in the future with developing squares and things like that. Black would love, or whoever has less space would love to trade pieces, so they can free up their position, because when all your pieces are fighting for the same squares, it gets kind of really hard to deal with. That said, there's still some maneuverability, and I don't know which way, if any, either side will castle, which is kind of really interesting in positions like this. Because the question is, should you open things up? Will you keep things locked down? How are you going to maneuver your pieces? And all of those questions are based around kind of time or control, rather than maybe pure tactical vision or concrete lines. So quite often we might see a closed position, except for now. So black has decided that, okay, it's time to try and give ourselves some more space and open things up a little bit. C5 is a really important break in so many positions. We are attacking the center with a non-central pawn. And this is our first pawn that we're pushing in the center, and I think it's really important that we do get breaks like that in, because we are trying to support our pieces with pawn breaks. So if this pawn ever moves up, I don't think that would be particularly good for white, because we give life to a really important piece. We create a really nice square that we would love to keep hold of and prevent some central knight jumps. Maybe in the future, it could become an outpost. Definitely not now, because we can always get kicked, but this knight would have to move. Like, this would be great for black. We create a lot of opportunity for ourselves. So c5 is an important move here, for sure. Right, I'm going to see if there's other games that we can flick through. And we can come back. These are 45 plus... I'm going to say 10 or 15 games, so they're long, but not super long. A good rapid time control, so we got to see a good level of quality from all of the players. Okay, has anyone got any universities on the old list that they would love to check in on? I'm gonna have a look at... this is so Cambridge's top board, Ranesh, versus who is their opponent? I wish the universities were on the player list. It would be so nice. Pantheon, okay, of the University of Paris. Okay, great. So this is interesting. I love anything with e6. You know me, guys. So this is a King's Fianchetto opening. And if there's any Italians in the chat, is it Fianchetto or Fianchetto? Fianchetto. That's a whole thing. Ketto. Aha. Extra cheese. Are you Italian? Okay. Extra cheese is just a cultured person, individual. So we see in episode opening, what? So this is kind of like a King's Indian attack because we think Etoed. But now it's in English because C4 was played. So wow, like this is complicated, like move ordery things. You're a worldly man, rotund, spherical. Oh, rotund! What a word! That is that'll be my word of the day. What I will also do is I'm gonna switch up the camera feed to the main room because it's not those players. And so we get an English opening into an Agincourt, which I actually play but don't know much about. In this scenario, I think white should probably take in the center or just blast into the center. I think CD5 is an option. D4 is probably an option now as well. I mean, it will be because these guys will know what they're doing. CD, DC, queen takes, rook takes. And black gets some development quite quickly. But we've kind of extended this pawn out so it can be captured with some development. I don't think we want to try and hold on to the extra pawn because it'll be overextending, and something like b5, maybe a4 just instantly can be kind of annoying to deal with because a6 we'll just pick this up with tempi and all that kind of stuff. So usually when b5 comes, a4 is usually a good option to try and soften pawn structures. So yeah, we will not see that. I think. Oh yeah, no, this is where we're at. So yeah. The question is what does black want to do? Do they want to develop? Do you want to try and weaken white's pawn structure? I think c3 seems like a very reasonable option here. Oh, and we get a move. We get knight d5. Which I also kind of get. I think the two moves that would be on my radar are bishop d7 and c3, personally. Knight d5 is obviously a great square for the knight. Did we have to play that now? Are we trying to provoke some ideas of e4? But yeah, feels unnecessary, and castles as well. Obviously, a generally great developing move. These guys are much stronger than me, so I'm sure they know things I don't. But black has tanked a whole bunch of time as well, which worries me slightly. But they both played like incredibly high accuracy so far, so we'll see. But this should be an interesting game. Okay. Are there any opening disasters? We've got a couple games that seem to have results, but oh, we have had a disaster. Wow. Okay, let's have a look. So e4, e5. Knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, fine. Bishop c5, reflecting. We're not going to go for a fried liver, unfortunately. c3, trying to push d4 to contest the center. So why do we not just push d4 now? Or can we even sack? No. I was thinking if there's any sacks on f7. So d4 makes sense. We get our lovely central control, and we can just keep slowly pushing the machine. So maybe e5 or bishop. Bishop g5 I wouldn't find too bad. Bishop e3 just again supports our center. Yeah, sure. Bishop e3, d6. And now knight g5. Something feels hasty about that. I would probably have just gone h3 in castles, stopping any of this bishop pin and saying I've got a great center. But we go knight g5 and boom. I don't get it. Is this not just a clean pawn? Right. Knight h6 played. Oh, hang on. Wait. Move just came through, so I don't think we have had a disaster, but I do think this is a disaster. So they haven't actually resigned. I think the result is actually in there because knight h6 literally just came through. So we'll see, but I don't anticipate yeah, I don't anticipate this game lasting super long. Like something like queen f3, even just castles. Although queen f3, bishop e6, no, it's fine. But queen f3, we start dropping this, so maybe we want to think about that. So I don't know, knight c3, maybe it was like knight e2, but we just keep developing. We're chilling. Like black's development is not great. Okay. But fine. Ooh. Okay, we have someone from Sweden. What university are they going for? I'm going to try and cover a load of... Lund. Nice. So this is good old Carl Parker from Lund. He's having a great time right now with e4. The French. Let's go French advance. Normal move so far. No, you do not push c4. I disagree. I disagree entirely. Oh, come on, Owen. Own. Let's. I'm gonna check what university Owen is at because Trinity College Dublin. Yeah, I mean it's own if it's Irish. But yeah, so Trinity. I don't know what they teach them. I mean c4 is actually probably the move, but man, come on, you wanna play this move. Like this is the way you should play this position. c4 is just like very tame. You want stuff like this. This is exactly what you want. This gives you so much like great chance. You can play queen b2 in this position as well, because then you have to do something like well, even bishop c1 is probably best. And we can get out, but it's very tricky. So yeah. But c4 is like the safe way because you have this plan. I know, I get it. It's fine. And we get like c4 square for the knight, which is fine. Oh, okay. c4 is main line. Knight h6 is not a mistake. What are you talking about, knight h6? Knight h6 is not a mistake. This is like second outside of c4. This is like second the second option of theory. Knight h6 is not a mistake. I can guarantee you this. This is the second option to c4. This is why I disagree with c4. It's just like outdated theory. Maybe. I don't know. Wait. That's gonna do it, base. Okay. I'll have you know, Masters database, 2,397 games with C4, 2,058 games with Knight H6. Just putting that one out there. But in any case, we get this kind of position. And the question is, what do I want to play? Like back. This is a hard move to play, but maybe you just don't want to trade here. Because our central structure then becomes a little bit less central. And I think the pressure on the B file is kind of more annoying to deal with. So just like back. Maybe. Those are all extremely Irish names. Okay, I'm going to check in on top board again. Let's have a quick look. Make sure I'm including Collegiate Chess League chat. Okay, it's all good. Hello to everyone in ChessCom as well that is watching from the ChessCom page. I think we're on Chess TV on the Collegiate Chess League. So hello, welcome. We are currently covering an incredible event, universities and teams, for the Alma Mater kind of tournament in the Collegiate Chess League. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 different universities competing at the moment at various levels, from these games where we've got two IMs facing one another to some lower boards as well. This game is the top board, or board one at the moment, currently. And if it lets me go through the moves, we had like a very nuanced opening to do with space and time. Both players taking a fair chunk of time to get to this position. We're only on move 11. Figuring out what plans are for these kind of positions, I think it's really hard. I think knight f6 might invite d5 to say, all right, we'll lock things down now, because it's going to be really hard for you to do anything with this knight. I was wondering if e5, but we do just lose a pawn. The question also is can white castle? Which I think is probably the most natural move. Castles then says, okay, we'll open up the c file, but we will contest the bishop. And if you ever push e5, you have a backwards pawn, and this bishop is trash, so it's terrible for black. Nakamura and So both lost playing. No, the question is they might have had great positions, though. They might have lost later in the game. It's not because of the opening. True. In Europe, that is the case. There are lots of names. Will you play followers today? Well, thanks for asking in the Collegiate Chess Chat. I have never broadcast on Collegiate Chess League before. And unfortunately, I am just here to do commentary. But if you do want to pop over to Houseline, I do play followers in general. So if you switch over to Houseline on Twitch and then give me a follow next time I'm streaming, you can definitely play me. Self-plug. Okay, so we get h5. So neither of these moves were... h5 was definitely not on my radar. h5 and black ops to open up the C file. I don't see a huge problem with this, to be honest, for me. I would definitely take with the bishop, and then I'm feeling pretty good, I think, with this position in general. I don't really know what the plan is after bishop takes d4. You could go knight e5 and then maybe bishop g2 or e2. Maybe bishop g2 to contest this bishop, but then we will need to make sure it's protected at all times. So that's something to think about. So bishop e2 as well, but this feels like a better diagonal. But there is also a problem with, like, we'll never be able to push this pawn and our bishop will be trapped. So that also may not be the case. Okay, so we do see knight e5 and then we see bishop e2. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Both of these players looking fairly serious and locked in, which is good to see. And then we just see a sly knight c4. So what is the purpose of knight c4? We're obviously just attacking the queen and a pawn. So obviously you've got to have considered bishop takes before this has happened, right? So to me, instantly the only logical move is bishop takes knight, because otherwise queen c1 is just like, it's not a move I want to play. It's an undeveloping move, and you still have a good piece in the territory. So like the first thing you should really care about is, okay, what happens if bishop takes? Rook takes. And then can I just push b3, for example, to kick the rook? Although, again, do I want to create any more weakness? Do I want to castle any side? And the question is, like, what are all my pieces doing, and are they in the best places they can be? So maybe bishop takes, rook takes, and I've opened up the square for this knight to reroute itself and find better squares. Because if we can get this knight to f4, okay, so we see bishop takes, rook takes, knight e2, and then g5. Stops this plan, but maybe that's okay because we're trying to get the knight out. Again, no. Computer says no. So what is our plan? If not knight ce2, knight ge2. Interesting. I thought this knight may not be doing too much, but maybe it is important to keep it here. I'm wondering, maybe we just start trying to take on g6. Yeah, okay. I need to analyze this position for sure. This is a tough one. Knight ce2. Hey, Joe. Oxford or Cambridge? Oh, this is a good question. Now, I've got a bias here. My sister went to Cambridge. So it's got to be Cambridge all the way. It's got to be Cambridge all the way. Oh, and we see knight ce2, so you were right, extra trees. I was too concerned about my g knight. Joe, what's your preference? And is there any Oxford? No. Are there any Oxford versus Cambridge boards? Wait, who's well, I'm gonna check out Ranesh because I was like invested in Cambridge. So, his opening was intriguing. Cambridge's top board for today. Look at these like lovely bishops just eyeing up the king, but no king safety for us at the moment. I was thinking it'd be funny if you said Oxford. I did debate, but no, I'm full on. You got to support. they have things around this. Oxford, yes. Is it just because I like Cambridge? That's why you have your bias. Also, let's switch to a main camera feed. The playing venue is so cool. Do you know where they're playing, Joe, by any chance, as well? Time usage is doing pretty well across the board for these guys. I do, despite whatever the engine says, I quite like Black's position. I love having the bishops next to each other. They really lock down a whole bunch of squares together. They're so powerful. And also, our dark square bishop is so much better than White's dark square bishop, and we're contesting like their strongest piece. Now, there's like this currently isn't protected, so we do need to be careful about some like potential to put pressure on the d5 square. I don't think we're doing that anytime soon. So there's all the time in the world for White to be able to deal with it. The question is where does this bishop go? It's the only undeveloped piece that we need to think about. What questions can we pose as well? So maybe something like, because another developing move weirdly is a4, because we have lots of ideas that obviously if they take, we develop a rook, that would be great for us. If they push, then we can just sort of like hold the tension. Maybe this knight is misplaced. Like, I'm struggling to find where I put this bishop, because bishop e3 is terrible. We double pawns. Bishop g5 runs into a fork. Bishop on f4 just gets snapped off. So like our development is actually kind of tricky. So even if we try to develop like this, it doesn't feel quite right because of like how these pawns maybe come in. But maybe this is a plan. Bologna. Because I think it's better known for science. Oh, no. Cambridge is better known for science. Cambridge is the maths and science. Oxford is like English and philosophies. Just putting that one out in your mind, Joe. As far as I know, anyway. As far as I know. Oxford English Dictionary. The Queen's Gambit accepted structures usually end with either Black struggling to develop and eventually losing the game, or immediately dying into a draw. Okay. Bishop e7. Let's have a look. What's going on? Board 1, where are you at? Oh, okay. We've got some action happening. IM versus IM. Dr. Seal, Dr. Christian Seal versus Fabio Bellini. Both international masters. Fabio is Italian and Dr. Seal is German. So I'm wondering, are there still schools of thought in terms of how different countries play, or is everyone universal now? So exchange, Caro, as I was saying before, it can be super fighting. Apparently bishop g5 is already a mistake according to the engine. I would find it hard to understand why specifically. I'm sure we'll see. f6 gets played, and then bishop e3. So we've essentially committed Black to some form of weakness. But apparently just the central pawns are just really valuable, which is usually always the case. It's a great rule of thumb. If you 2 pawns in the middle and you can hold it, then it's great. Oxford and Cambridge tied 2-2 in round 1. Do you reckon that's like pre-agreed, so they don't like, neither of them want to lose, so they just agree to a draw? Oh, this was the guy that lost to the 1600? Holy hell. Oh my god, he's having a rough one. Yeah, dude. He lost to Emian. Eamon, even, probably how it's pronounced, because it's Irish. Oh, wow. He lost 9.2 rating for that as well. But I'm assuming it's rapid rating, right? But this is a long enough time control that... Did the guy, like... Whoa, hang on, what? He sacked a bishop for nothing. Okay, for 3 pawns. Okay, not for nothing, but like... Bro's doing it for 3 pawns? This guy is balls. This is... bold chess. I would not know how to play this. The king is still in the center, but we're kind of lacking some development still as black. Like, it's a bit crazy because white's king feels a little bit safer than black's, right? I doubt it was prearranged. No, yeah. That doesn't surprise me. Oxford and Cambridge battle it out on every ground that they can. They have so many random little events, the Oxbridge events, and he's trading pieces as well. This is insanity to me. Like, I mean, okay, 3 pawns is 3 pawns, but can we play rook takes? Is there any? But rook takes knight g3. Is that the idea? I mean, I would just take on e4. Like, yeah, I get a pawn back, but maybe I'm locking my rook in jail forever. So, yeah, this doesn't feel right. But then I have bishop g5. That's better. Wow. Because I was thinking something like this. But then knight g4 has its own problems. Queen e4 trying to pick up the rook. Now maybe we can even take something like this or this. But yeah. Wow, this is super bold. I'd be really interested to see how this plan pans out. Oh yeah, Joe, why are you up? Go to sleep. 3 a.m. A generous commentator would say that IM is playing disrespectfully onto... He's playing against another IM that is of his rating. No. That's higher rated than him. He's playing against a higher rated opponent. Wow. Huh. And he's used a lot of time as well. I mean, it's really interesting as someone who doesn't understand the position, from my perspective, being like, it's easy when I got the eval bar. Because if the eval bar said it was winning, I would be like, oh my god, this is amazing. He's a genius. So it is always good to take things not at face value. And it's not going to be that easy. He did give up a piece for 3 pawns. So material balance is even. So you have work to do as black. That said, we're lacking in development quite substantially. We're soon probably not going to be able to protect this pawn. And how do we develop? I mean, castling or knight f3 or knight e2. Maybe knight f3 is the way. But things start getting tricky because black's going to start developing with tempo, and then it's going to be really hard for us to do anything. Okay. This is a very interesting game. Knight f3 and knight f3 played. Okay. I wonder what the eval was after. Okay, so back to top board, and we can see that what were the moves? Let's have a look. Knight c4 played, bishop takes, rook takes, and then knight ce2. Queen c7 comes out at us, obviously putting pressure on the c2 pawn. How do we protect this? This is a problem for us that we need to figure out what the best way to protect is. There's only a couple ways that I can see off the top of my head to protect. One is bishop c3, which doesn't feel great. Long castles also feels scary because we're just walking into some form of pin. I'm trying to figure out if like long castles, king b1 would be the play. Or like long castles. I suppose the problem with castles is that we still have this h6. Maybe black wants to play g5 to like just lock down the king side, make sure black isn't getting attacked. Because actually, if black locks down the king side and there's no attack for white, then black is the one who's pressing. Despite the eval, in my humble opinion. Yeah, so castle g5. I mean, the engine still seems to love white. It's kind of crazy to me. Oh, we do see long castle. Oh my god, long castle feels so crazy. I was sort of speculating, but okay, long castle seems like the play. Streamer is over 3,000. All right, night Joe. Wow, Joan. Well, better than Mongoose. almost. What streamer, Elo? Hey, sorry, I have two chats going, so thanks for stopping into Collegiate Chess League. Streamer Elo is not that high. Streamer Elo is like 1900. Chess gone rapid, so. Link to the other chat, the Collegiate Chess League. So I will pop that in. There was one person in other chat, and Joe. Let me pop that in for you. Extra cheese. 1900 is solid. 1900 is solid. I agree, but the thing with chess is that the better you get, the worse you realize you are. And that's just the way of it, you know? You'll join both, so there's no escaping you. True. Alright, there you go, extra cheese. I got you. This is also a super early time for me to stream, so no one knows about me anyway, and definitely not at 10 in the morning. Although actually I should have put something up on the old Instagram to say we are actually live, because you know, we're all about that. I was very inspired by all the people at Maya. There we go. You're in. Chat, you're in. I don't usually, not usually live this early. Say hi. All right, there we go. In the story. You'll love to see it. All right, where are we at? Okay, so we get castles and then we get e5. I mean, bishop c3 seems like normal. E5 just like stops our pieces being good. And after bishop c3, what is your plan? Like a5? Like what's actually happening here? Like I don't feel like we've got any huge weakness. I mean, okay, if you castles, then I think I just want to snap, snap, snip, snap. And like, I don't feel like there's any huge attack. Like, there is no a5. But like, maybe you have to go like rook a8, a5. Like, is that slow? Yeah, this is. I don't know. E5 is like a strange move to me, but it helps that I can see the engine go like, we don't like. Yeah, the engine's been like a mistake. If the engine said it was a brilliant move, I'd try and figure that out too. Oh, d5 on the board. Oh, so this is the plan? We stop the pawns advancing. We attack the queen. Queen e7. Do we just snap? I suppose we give them some development that's not needed. So maybe... Okay, this is the plan. Yeah, okay. Wow. Okay, so maybe we just can't take a tool. King b1. Okay, I don't get this position whatsoever. d5, what a move though. I was not on my, definitely was not on my radar. I'm gonna up the engine just a tiny bit. See if that makes any difference to the eval. Nope. Low depth engine as well. So this all could be fairly inaccurate from the engine. Bishop a5. Queen e7. We trying to draw here? I think when do we play HHG6? That's like a key move. It's got to be a key move at some point. There's so much tension. We're leaving tension here and we're leaving tension here. HG6, FG6, G5 seems annoying. Ooh, that does. Yeah, let's do this. I like this. Yeah, I think you're right. We just start pummeling the H file. Do we have to leave that? Not the best, but nothing to sneeze at. Yeah, I mean, this is practically gets like really hard, like for blacks. So, and you've got no like intermezzo moves really, because this will just clean up a pawn and open up the king, and unless you want to just attack, but then I think it still goes here, king f7. Bishop b4, and we're flying, I think. Do we try and lock down the center a little bit? And just say, like, how are you going to get in? We have f5. Of course we have f5. The f5 square. Yeah, no, I think this is a great plan, extra cheese. Like, yeah, tough game. Like, this is going to be really hard for black, I think, to play. But time usage wise, let's transition. Time usage, 12 minutes left on the clock for white and 20 minutes left on the clock for black. So if black keeps it up, and we do see HHG6, black's going to start needing to use some time, I think. We'll see, but it could come down to some time issues. I think it's the same for a lot of the games. So if we head to... I want to see this IM versus IM game quickly as well, because that was a piece for 3 pawns. So I'm like bold play from an IM as well versus another IM. He obviously evaluated it as winning for him. Dr. Seal did also lose to a 1600 yesterday, which is so crazy. Imagine that. Oh, a friend of mine is also doing some commentary on this, which is I did not realize. So I think Elo Gamblers. Interesting. I'm gonna check out their stream. They're in Italy as well. I'm wondering if he's playing. I'm just gonna double check in case if Sam is playing. No, he's not. He's not. Okay. Because I know he's out there. So that would have been cool. The great thing about Bullet is you can flag and play tie channel. I did link you to the chat. Oh, that chat. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. If he is live. I saw it on his story, but maybe it was only yesterday. Elo. Oh, they are live. Okay, their stream is starting soon, so they're only just. It will. I'm wondering if it's in Italian or not. Oh, Diego's playing. Sick.
We'll wait and let's dive right into the game of Diego.
All right, we've also got a so. All right, chat here. Elo Gamblers. Also, I think chess is simple. We should be live on. Which he is not live on. But he's definitely live on Elo Gamblers. Alright, cool. Oh! Wait! Oh, no, okay. I thought he was playing the IM. Okay. But we are in the same game. Sam is, funnily enough. Wait, board 1? Massive blunder, apparently. HG played d4 and bishop a5, queen d7. And surely we just snap. And the position is just okay. Apparently not the best move, but I don't know. Like, what have you got? Bishop a5 is in. Like, we've got knight f5 now. Like, I think the key thing is that if you do not take on g6, we have knight f5, which is just not going to be fun. Okay, so we've seen g5 played, which is apparently even stronger. Takes rook h8, following extra cheeses kind of idea. Knife on f5, yeah. Okay, bishop takes, queen takes g5, takes on g6, but obviously we can just pick that off the board, and maybe go queen back to g5, and then just our position is so much stronger. Now, okay, we have a weakness here. Do we care?
What he comes up with.
I don't know. We're just
We have a ever so important 2 boards.
so much safer with our king.
What we can position.
And this guy's just got no protection outside of pieces. Woo! Alright, spicy. This is not going well for Tommaso. Alright. Okay. Board 1. Looks like it's going to swing very much in one direction now. Are there any other upsets? There's a few unrated players, so that can go anyway, I think. Alright, Diego. So, I know Diego. We have made 2 tournaments now. His game is not going so well. Okay. So Sicilian, kind of open Sicilian. A lot of time being wasted, but I'm assuming this is some form of theory, because it just feels like a weird like maneuvering, but fine. And then bishop e2 still. This has been played before, but okay, fine. Outside of that, normal developing moves, white was doing pretty well. Knight b3, knight c5. I think we just take, though. Probably not. No, we don't. Okay. Maybe knight back to d4. Nope. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what I should play. Okay, we do need to protect this pawn, but maybe we do it like this. And we say we've doubled your pawns, because goodbye knight. Yeah, this has to be the way. Knight b3 takes, and d5, and we got imbalance. Okay, so not terrible, but something. He's moved his bishop so many times. Maybe just push it. Push and P, you know, we got a passer. Okay. Well. Yeah. I mean, we're feeling interesting. I mean, Diego is black as well, so I'll look at it from his perspective. I feel like white wasted so much time, though. It's kind of interesting. Man. But he is getting slowly but surely just squeezed. This is a hard game. He hasn't done like anything particularly wrong. If anything, I think white's done stuff wrong, you know? Black's just played a game. Alright. Back to the event. Alright, Collegiate Chess League chat. Let's have a look what's going on. I'm gonna look at some of the lower boards, because this is more my speed. Okay, Italian game. Fighting for the center. This is all normal stuff. Yeah, did we not have takes the pawn? Just a free pawn? Big miss in this game because we're pins. Queen e2, we can just protect. And then we're all good. So yeah. Okay, that was a miss from black. And black has continued to maybe miss some key ideas in this game as well. Big mistake not capitalized on, but yeah, very weakening pawn move. Wow. And we're up the exchange. And white should convert this fairly easily, I think. Oh, especially now. I would personally have just got behind the pawn here, but actually no, that will make sense. All right, board one. We're back on it. Let's check out the body language. Okay, I mean, cam's a little bit, the feed is a tiny bit dark, so hard to see, but I wonder if black knows how much trouble they are in. I would imagine so. They're down 2 pawns. And how did we get here? We got here with... so queen... queen takes e5. Just as good, I guess. I thought queen e6, but fine. Queen e5, and we're picking up this pawn as well. Yeah, kick the rook back, we take, and we're ploughing into the position. And knight back, just saying, you know what? Don't need to do anything. Don't need to rush. We are chilling. Yeah, this is going to be extremely difficult to come up with any plans. We are blunting this bishop. There's a big question on what can black even muster. Like, how do we attack any weakness in the position? It's going to be very tricky. We're stopping pawn movement from happening. The last thing we need to do is just kind of activate our pieces. Another thing, idea is bishop c3, just forcing trades. No matter what you do, we can trade something. I don't even know what. Okay, bishop h6. Oh, well, actually, no, you can move the knight, but this is not a fun place for a knight. I think you'd all agree. Yeah. Rook d7. Rook d7, big threat. Everything is falling apart. So we might even see a handshake soonish. And white has 5 minutes. But that said, time trouble is a huge factor. If body language could speak, his would be screaming. He looks fairly calm. But he definitely knows he's not coming out of this alive. All right, knight c3. Just as good. We're going to get pieces to central squares and just win the position. Okay. Board number 2 we haven't really checked in on, so let's have a look, skim through the game. Yeah, so this Caro, this structure is kind of hard to break down. Offering a lot of trades. And the exchange. Huh. It all trades down. I see. Okay, yeah. This should be um, an interesting endgame with the queens and knights. It will be very tricky. Queens and knights together are like power play. It's really hard because the knight is the only other piece that does things that the queen can't do. So when they work together, it can be very, very tricky. So on both sides, there'll be a lot of tricks and traps to think about. Now, it might be a case of repetition coming up as well, potentially, on how the players are coming, thinking about this. Yeah, so we see queen check, and the question is, are we going to start picking up... Wait, what? This is a blunder? No, it's not a blunder. The engine is lying to us all. The engine is completely lying to us. But the thing is, I think it's too dangerous. It feels too dangerous to pick up this pawn. So, for example, if queen takes, then something like this is lights out. So we might well see a repetition here. Let's have a look at the crazy game where Dr. Seal gave up a piece for 3 pawns. We last left it around here. Knight takes. See, just getting battered around brutally. Oh, wow. This is insanity. This is pure insanity. I don't know what's going on here. I think black trades some pieces that they're doing okay. Some, not all, because if you trade everything and then there's a piece versus 3 pawns, like a knight versus 3, then that's extremely difficult to hold. So there is potential. There are, despite the piece sack being unsound, neither player knows it, and there is lots and lots and lots of work to do. But black has been doing a great job of developing and coordinating, and white is just going to start to try and get going. Now, the king is in the center, as is black's king. Our king's a little bit safer because of our pawns, but this is... yeah. Super interesting game. Super interesting. We have some other games that are crushing. So Fabio picked up a piece at some point. Oh, no, he didn't. Yes, he did. Oh, ouch. Allowed a fork. That's a basic one to just let go. Okay. White will be picking up this game for sure. We have another game with Michael Budicki and Diego, which is our Italian friend. And Diego is not looking like he's in the best position right now. And he opts to sack the bishop. I mean, I love the effort. He's opening up the king. Just a big question is, what's the follow-up? Do you go knight back? Wow. I mean, I love the ambition. He knows he's maybe a little bit lost anyway. And the reason he sacked the bishop, because I wasn't looking at the position, is that he has no other move. The bishop is trapped. Which I should have seen before. But, okay. 95 seems logical. Maybe we just chill. And it's hard to... Yeah, we're just down the piece. I don't see a follow-up for the attack. but there is an open king, so you never know. Oh. Okay. What other boards have we seen? We looked at this game a little earlier. White is up the exchange. And yeah, okay, we see resignation because the knight has nowhere safe to go. Board 1 still looking fairly comfortable. As white, 3 minutes on the clock though, so again, time scrambles can make or break a whole position. We are up 2 pawns, but if any one of them drops, you know, things can slowly start to unravel. Knight f4 seems like an idea. For example, something like this is a plan, or even just like this. Yeah, this is there's no tricks that I can see. Or anyone can see. I don't think there's any tricks. Full stop. Okay, it's Andrea versus Adolfio. It's a game we haven't looked at, so okay, sort of Queen's Gambit, turning into King's Indian defense. Well, King's Indian defense. So we get a lot of central control. G4 coming straight up the board. Love to see it. Very aggressive play from white. This pawn structure, we've seen it in one of the other games as well. F3 to protect the pawns. And I guess we just go Queen D2. Black's plan will be Knight E8. I don't know why that's a mistake. That's definitely got to be the move because F5 is the plan. And we are just powering up the board, trying to utilize a G file. But something has gone wrong for white here, supposedly. Wow. Up until this point. Things are looking a little bit loose and open. This is a crazy move to me because you just give up the pawn. Wow, what a topsy-turvy game. Oh, but this knight outpost. Okay, black has to be done. There is no... this knight's too good. Like, that's it. That's the key thing in this position. If this knight was anywhere else, I think black would be doing pretty well. But yeah, that's a contender. And hang on a second. Hang on. Where's... Okay, I thought that the eval was even for a second in this game. Crazy move. In terms of when we go all the way back. So a crazy move was played in this game. White sacks a bishop for 3 pawns. And then has to play a torturous game to try and be able to pull things off. Black has just made a mistake, apparently. Engine mistake. You have to be comfortable playing this with 3 pawns. I'm assuming the mistake's because we can just pick up a pawn. And then we're up 4 pawns. But maybe it's like trying to just get an outpost for the knight sorted. Oh, we can push b3. Oh, rook e1. Okay, rook e1's not the play. What if I play rook e1 here? Yeah, okay. Again, weak king, starting to activate pieces in a way that maybe suits a little bit better. We have active pieces, and the pawns are going to be problematic. Can we ever just push this? Is it too risky because of our king? Like, the king safety is the key thing here. Like, our king is so much safer on f2, so I think white has been doing a good job of slowly improving their position, not trading too much, making sure the pawns are all intact, and keeping the material balance. So it's going to be very interesting to see how black responds, because if black loses more and more pawns and material, then white's definitely in for it. Okay. All right. We're seeing more and more results come through as well. Wow. White opts to give up a pawn, which I really don't understand. I'm wondering if it's to try... No. Okay, I do not understand this at all. Why would you give up the pawn? Like, you can't even get rook b1. What is the grand plan? I'm so confused. Queen here. Are you looking for a check? Is that what's happening? I'm very confused. So if this is the plan, how do we combat this? Knight c6, and we say we're chilling. Are we looking to... Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. And also, why give up the b pawn for that anyway? Like, if that was the plan, like, you don't need to do this. I mean, but maybe you want the rook on the h file. Like, that's a legit idea. Maybe it's just about displacing the knight as well. But the thing is, the knight I quite like here, because we're supporting at least like d2 square, where I'm sort of mounting more and more pressure. Hello, Miles plays chess. Why did I say Miles? Ilias. Welcome in, welcome in. We are coming towards the end. Who plays chess at this hour? I know, right? Um, this is the Collegiate Chess League. We have universities like Oxford and Cambridge and Yale, and loads of universities I can't pronounce that are European. So apologies. Apologies. It is very undignified. How dare anyone play chess at this hour? That said, I would rather play a morning round than an afternoon round, I think. Or like a not super early morning, but my brain functions better, I think. Um, none of the top boards are finished yet. There are a lot of decisive results potentially, but time is getting low for our top board here. So depending on the team result as well, sometimes you'll see people walking around. I'm surprised I didn't see anyone walking around and looking at other people's boards, to be honest. I do that all the time. It's 11 a.m. here on a Saturday. It's a good time for chess. See? Right? And where's here? Is it Ilias or is it Isles? Where is here for you? Welcome in. In France. Isn't it like 11:36 a.m., right? Because it's 10:37 here. We'll figure out a handicap for him. Yeah, yeah. It's so early they still need the lights on. Yeah, yeah, right. I'm in Portugal. No, not right now. Not right now. I'm in Jersey. I'm the same as British time in Jersey. 12 p.m. is a good time to start playing chess. No, that's when I get hungry, you know. I need to be able to eat before I play chess. A little bit, not too much. But I will be in Portugal in 3 days' time. The beautiful island of Jersey. I appreciate that. It is very beautiful. It is a beauty. It is a beauty. Any fair event before noon on a weekend should be it. No, I used to have to do mountain bike races in the mornings. That was great. I mean, they would start around 11, but you'd go warm up and stuff at like 8 a.m. You'd walk the track, practice a few of the segments, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so at what point does this become time scramble territory? Because 126 on a 10-second increment or a 15-second increment, you know, can suddenly turn around. I personally would think about bishop d2. We just want to keep putting pressure. Maybe king d2, king e3. Like, we're covering the pawn, so we're kind of chilling. Bishop d2 played. Love to see it. And like, what are you doing as black? Sorry, needed to sneeze. Oh. Ah, there we go. All right. I needed that. You know what? Sometimes a good little sneeze will just wake you up, give you the vibes, give you the energy. Who knows? But yeah, as black, I really struggle. I don't know what you play here. You don't want to play any king moves. Maybe bishop c7. That's what we want. Can we allow the pawn to drop? I don't know. d1, Bishop takes. I mean, we should still be winning, but rook endgame, if we get into this, it's going to be annoying. Problems. Yeah. So maybe that isn't the way. Like, maybe we can't just let the pawn drop. But black has to have a real thing. Thank you, extra cheese. Bless me. Bless my soul. I still don't know why people say bless you when you sneeze. Does anyone actually know why? Is that like... Okay. I'm going to have a quick scan at any of the other games. See if... No way. No way. Hang on. Oh no. Dr. Christian Steele sacked a piece for 3 pawns and is now on top. He's got it back. He's down in exchange, but up the amount, like so many pawns. He's crushing. I mean, there's still work to do. This game is going to be way down on the increment. This is nuts. Switch on the wide cam view. What is going on? Oh, huge comeback. Especially since he lost to a 1600 yesterday. He was down this whole game, but made it complicated and come out on top. Probably also slightly to do with the low time. They're both under 2 minutes. And Queen G7 is a blunder. There's a hanging bishop. But there's still work. It's not easy and will continue to be. And he just chill. King G4. You know what? Like saying like everything, you know, I like where everything is at. I'm gonna play King G4 and then I can start rolling my pawns. Wow. This allows Queen F4, King H3, Queen F5, G4, because our knight is so well placed. And if we go Queen F4, for example, then boom, we're coming in, and it's gonna be lights out. I like Queen E6, King D8. And what do we do? Queen H6 is a sneaky plan to try and... No, it's not a sneaky plan. It's not a sneaky plan. I was trying to find sneaky plans. But anyway, real moves. Okay, so we see rook back and Queen H7 and King E8. What's our game plan? Just eat more pawns. This is devastating. King H5 after the check. I don't necessarily think so. Because we might get a little traps with the rook coming in and stuff. I think King H3 is kind of safer because then we can have G4 and we're weirdly safe. But that was just my gut. Like now I think King H5 is probably okay because the rook's like disconnected from the king. I think before the king and the rook, like they were on different files and like I'd just be worried about the rook coming in at certain points. For example, stuff like this, but again, still keeping it disconnected. But this is still tricky. Like, but we can just keep giving checks. Okay, C4 played. If the rook ever moves, we have Queen E6 again. And that would be This would be lights out. Where's the best square? I mean, queen g6, king h8. But where's the mate? Maybe knight g5. Yeah, knight g5. That's got to be it. Just done. Cool. But anyway, sorry. Following the moves. "55 seconds." So I think once we hit the end of this game, we'll probably wrap up stream. Queen b7 played. We could see a repetition with rook d7, queen c8, but I don't think so yet. Okay. I was like, oh. Apparently this is also a blunder. No, it's not. Engine is slow today. Low depth engine. We're all good. Okay, some things are happening. I'm gonna give it a little bit longer, because this is whoa, king g6. This guy is like doing a Nigel Short. There's a famous game with Nigel Short where it's called the king walk, and he essentially mates because he walks his king all the way up the board, to then go in for checkmate. I mean, now you've got to probably come all the way back, because otherwise you're going to keep getting checked. Yeah, queen h5. Oh, knight h7 is actually a move as well, which is kind of nuts. I'm wondering if you can get away with this, because you've just got so many pawns. Like, what are you going to do? Oh, sorry, knight f8, whoops. Oh, hang on, yeah, what? This is annoying. That's forks central. Okay, so... Oh. Wow. Like, the pawns will roll. Okay, 20 seconds left for Dr. Christian Seal. I'm rooting for the guy because he got tanked yesterday. He would have lost so much rating as well. That's actually insane. Imagine being an IM and losing to a 1600. Like, that's like a crazy outlier. Either the guy isn't 1700, 1600, or it was just like an absolute freak accident, and the guy just played like this game that was just his immortal. Imagine being a 1600 and being an IM. Okay. Oh, he's gone for it. He's gone for it. So he's going to be rook and 2 versus knight and 5. Crazy. Crazy. And they're both under 40 seconds. Now you root for the downward spiral. Well, you want him to slowly lose all of his pawns and then lose the game. I mean, I think like potentially like drawable, but I don't know. This is a pure calculation game, and you've got to play this on feel now, essentially. And it's so easy to move the king to somewhere where you don't want to move it, and like moving the king away from the pawns is not good. Okay, this is the way. Rook activity. I like it. He's going for his own outside passer. But the thing is, we're going to just be too fast. Here. And now it's a draw, apparently. How crazy is that? So apparently g4 is also sort of equalizing. The only move was king g6, which he had an idea of before. But now it's not the case. But 2 seconds left for black. Make a move, make a move, make a move! What was his move? Okay, and now king g6 is found. This is GG's. This is GG's. He used his opponent's time, realized he made a mistake, and then just went back in for it. I'm wondering if it's worth just going e4 to try and kill the pawns. Always repeat. Never repeat. Okay, draw-ish again, but who knows? Like this can go any which way. We just need to push him, baby. Knight e4, also not a bad shout, but push. But then rook gets behind the pawn. We do not want that. We do not want that. So maybe g4. Oh my god. This is killing. This is absolutely nerve-wracking. And they're both showing up as 0. Did they agree to a draw? No. No. Okay, h5 played. I'm not seeing any moves. I reckon that the blitz is taking over. We'll go check the top board. Wow, rook and 2 versus rook and 1. And it's not a draw. There's no way. There's no way. Oh, rook endgames. Who knows? Maybe you have to go king h6. I think just king h6. Oh no, so apparently this is a big mistake, but why? Maybe king h6. I don't know. King h6, it's got to be. Just keep moving the king up with the pawn. He won. I think he won on time. Damn. Yeah. Black flagged. Dr. Christian Seal pulls it out of the bag after sacking a piece for 3 pawns. And being worse the whole game. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Top board, they're also very low on time. I don't know who needs to win and what the general score is for the universities, but they're still going. They're still going strong. And here we have it. I'll transition over so we can see the final blitz moments. One of the pawns is dropped, so this should be a trivial draw. I think they have resigned to the draw, but black has pulled off a miraculous escape after being a lot worse. But okay. Yeah, we're not going to be... We're going to have to sack the rook for the pawn, and this will be a draw. We cannot stop the pawn. Our king is too far away. The Christian Seal got us clapping at the end. That guy, like, fair play to him. And on top of all, he won by dirty flag. No, his position was also very, very good at the end as well. And we see a draw on top board as well. All right, well, that will conclude my commentary for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. It was very last minute, so I wasn't as prepped as I would like to be, but I hope you all had a good time, and thanks for dropping in Extra Cheese, Linux, all the regulars, you know, classics. You guys rocked it, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Take care.